You'd think 8 hours of sleep would solve the problem. You close your eyes, disappear into dreamland, and wake up expecting to feel like a brand new human. Instead, you somehow have less energy than your phone at 1% battery. At this point, your bed is starting to look less like a place to rest and more like a very comfortable scam. The weird part is that feeling tired after sleeping doesn't always mean you need more sleep. Sometimes your brain is playing a completely different game. And once you understand it, a lot of things suddenly start making sense. Let's start with something your brain loves to do. It loves saving energy. Your brain might only weigh a few pounds, but it uses an enormous amount of your body's energy every single day. Because of that, it's constantly looking for shortcuts. If something feels mentally exhausting, your brain would rather convince you to stay comfortable than spend extra effort. Think about the last time you planned to wake up early and exercise. The alarm rings, and suddenly your brain transforms into the world's greatest lawyer. 5 more minutes won't hurt. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve a break. Funny how those arguments disappear once you're scrolling videos in bed instead. Your brain isn't lazy. It's efficient. The problem is that efficiency and productivity aren't always the same thing. But mental energy isn't the only reason you wake up tired. Your brain also has an interesting habit of staying awake even when you're asleep. That sounds impossible, but hear me out. Have you ever gone to bed after a stressful day, slept for 8 hours, and still woke up feeling like you spent the whole night solving math problems? That's because stress doesn't always clock out when you do. While you're sleeping, your brain keeps processing emotions, worries, unfinished conversations, tomorrow's responsibilities, and that one embarrassing thing you said 3 years ago that absolutely nobody else remembers. Seriously, your memory deserves an award for giving embarrassing moments lifetime membership while forgetting where you left your keys. Psychologists sometimes call this cognitive load. It's the amount of mental work your brain is carrying around. Imagine trying to run a race while wearing a backpack full of bricks. Even if you stop to rest, the backpack is still there when you wake up. Sleep can recharge your body, but it can't magically erase every mental burden you're carrying. Then there's another sneaky reason. Decision fatigue. From the moment you wake up, your brain starts making decisions. What should I wear? What should I eat? Should I answer that message now? Should I go to the gym? Should I start working? Should I order food instead? By the end of the day, your brain has quietly made thousands of tiny choices. Most of them seem harmless on their own, but together they drain your mental battery. It's like opening dozens of apps on your phone. Each one only uses a little power, but eventually your battery starts begging for mercy. The funny part is that your brain never sends a warning notification. It just whispers, "Let's lie down for a minute." And somehow that minute turns into watching videos about penguins learning to swim. Brains are funny like that. Now let's talk about something many people completely overlook. Your thoughts have a bedtime, but they rarely follow it. Maybe you've experienced this. You're perfectly calm all day. Then your head hits the pillow. Suddenly your brain decides it's the perfect time to replay every awkward conversation you've ever had. Amazing timing. During the day, your attention is busy. At night, everything gets quiet, and your thoughts suddenly have the stage all to themselves. That's why worries often feel bigger after dark. It's not necessarily because your problems got worse. It's because there are fewer distractions competing for your attention. Your brain is basically that one friend who waits until everyone is leaving the party before saying, "Actually, I've been thinking." But here's something even stranger. Sometimes you're not physically tired at all. You're mentally exhausted. There's a huge difference. Imagine sitting at a computer all day solving difficult puzzles. You haven't lifted anything heavy. You haven't run a marathon. Yet by evening, you feel completely drained. Mental exhaustion can feel just as real as physical exhaustion because your brain has been working nonstop. The tricky part is that many people respond by doing more thinking. They lie in bed trying to figure out why they feel tired, which is a bit like trying to put out a fire by throwing more fire at it. Your brain appreciates the effort. It just doesn't know when to stop. Here's another thing your brain secretly loves: predictability. Humans are creatures of habit. Your brain enjoys routines because routines save energy. When your sleep schedule changes every night, your brain has to keep adjusting. One night you're asleep at 10. The next night it's 1 in the morning because you accidentally watched just one more video. 3 episodes later, well, here we are. Your brain likes consistency much more than excitement when it comes to sleep. Now here's the good news. You don't have to completely change your life overnight. In fact, your brain usually hates giant changes. Small habits work better. Instead of trying to become a completely different person tomorrow, make it easier for your brain to succeed. Go to bed around the same time. Give yourself a few quiet minutes before sleeping instead of jumping straight from endless scrolling into bed. If your mind is racing, write your thoughts down. Think of it as letting your brain empty its pockets before going to sleep. Most importantly, stop assuming that feeling tired automatically means you're lazy. That's one of the biggest lies your brain likes to tell. Sometimes you're carrying stress you haven't noticed. Sometimes you've been making decisions all day without realizing how exhausting that is. Sometimes your mind has been running a marathon while your body has barely moved. And sometimes, you're simply human. Your brain is an incredible machine, but it wasn't designed to be on every second of every day. It needs moments of real rest, not just closed eyes. So the next time you wake up feeling tired, don't immediately ask, "Why am I so lazy?" Ask a better question. What has my brain been carrying that I haven't noticed? Because the answer might not be hiding in the number of hours you slept. It might be hiding in everything your mind refused to put down before you closed your eyes.